Can my employer deny my request for vacation time? You've been working hard and finally planned that beach trip or family getaway. You put in your vacation request, and then your boss says, "Sorry, it's denied." That can feel frustrating and unfair. But here's the real question. Does your employer have the legal right to deny your vacation time? The short answer is yes. In many cases, they can. Unlike sick leave or family leave, there's no federal law in the US that requires private employers to give paid vacation. Whether you get it and when you can use it usually depends on your company's policy, your contract, or sometimes state law. In this video, I'll explain the rules, what federal law says and doesn't say, how employer policies work, where state laws step in, and what you can do if your request is denied. Part 1. Federal law, what the FLSA says and doesn't say. Many workers assume vacation time is a guaranteed right under federal law. The truth is, the Fair Labor Standards Act, FLSA, the main federal law governing wages and hours, does not require employers to provide paid vacation, holidays, or sick leave. The U.S. Department of Labor makes it clear. Vacation benefits are a matter of agreement between the employer and employee. That means whether you get vacation time at all depends on your employer's policy, contract, or collective bargaining agreement. If your company handbook says you earn 2 weeks of paid vacation per year, then you're entitled to that benefit. But if the handbook also says management can deny vacation requests based on business needs, they have that discretion. Here's what's important. While employers don't have to offer vacation, if they do, they must follow their own policies consistently. For example, if your company promises you accrue 1.5 vacation days per month, they can't suddenly change the rules for you alone. If your employer allows vacation carryover, they must honor that, unless the written policy sets limits. If a union contract guarantees vacation rights, the employer cannot ignore that agreement. So, federally, you don't have a right to demand vacation on specific dates. Employers can deny requests for reasons like peak business periods, staffing shortages, or overlapping requests from coworkers. Example: imagine you work in retail and request Christmas week off. The handbook says vacation requests can be denied during blackout periods, like holidays. Your boss is legally allowed to deny it because they're following the stated policy. Bottom line, federal law doesn't guarantee vacation time or control when you can use it. It all comes down to what your employer has promised in writing and whether they apply those rules fairly. Part 2. Employer policies. How requests are reviewed and why they're denied. Since federal law doesn't mandate paid vacation, the real authority comes from your employer's own policies. These policies are usually spelled out in your employee handbook, offer letter, or collective bargaining agreement if you're in a union. Most companies use one of two systems. 1. First come, first served. Whoever requests time off first gets priority, especially during busy vacation months like summer or December. 2. Seniority-based, workers with longer tenure may get priority when multiple people request the same time. But even with these systems, managers often retain discretion to approve or deny based on business needs. Common reasons for denial include peak business periods. Retailers often deny time off during holidays. Accountants may restrict leave during tax season. Staffing shortages. If too many coworkers request the same week, management may only approve some requests to keep operations running. Blackout dates. Many companies designate periods where vacation is not allowed, such as product launch weeks, inventory checks, or major events. Insufficient notice. If your policy requires 2 weeks' notice and you ask for vacation tomorrow, your request may be denied. Exceeded accruals or limits. If you've already used your allotted vacation days or tried to roll over beyond the cap, the employer can legally deny additional time. Example: let's say you work at a hotel. The handbook states that vacation requests are not allowed during major conferences when occupancy is at its peak. If you request time off during that week, your boss can deny it, even if you've accrued the hours, because the policy clearly laid out blackout dates. Why policies matter? Employers must apply their rules consistently. If they deny your request, but approve someone else's under the same circumstances, that could raise issues of unfair treatment, or in rare cases, discrimination if the pattern is based on protected characteristics like race, gender, or age. While not every denial is discriminatory, unequal enforcement of policies can create legal risks for employers. The takeaway here is that employers can deny vacation requests, but only within the boundaries of their own written policies. As an employee, your best protection is to know your handbook rules, give proper notice, and plan requests around blackout periods or busy seasons. Part 3. State laws and accrued vacation rights. While federal law doesn't guarantee paid vacation, some states regulate how vacation policies must be handled once they exist. The biggest difference between states is how they treat accrued vacation time, that is, vacation hours you've already earned. Use it or lose it rules. In many states, employers can adopt use it or lose it policies, meaning you must use your vacation by a certain date or lose it. However, states like California and Montana treat vacation as earned wages. Once you've accrued it, it belongs to you. Your employer can't just wipe it out because of a deadline. In California, for example, if you've earned 40 hours of vacation and don't use it, the employer must let it carry over or pay it out when you leave. Payout at termination state law also matters when you leave a job. In Illinois, Massachusetts, and Colorado, if your company provides vacation, unused accrued time must be paid out on your final paycheck. In other states, payout depends on the employer's policy. Again, California requires payout because vacation is considered wages. Advance notice requirements. Some states allow employers to set rules about how far in advance you must request vacation. For example, a policy might say, requests must be submitted 2 to 4 weeks ahead. If you don't meet that deadline, a denial is lawful. Paid time off, PTO, banks. Many employers combine sick days and vacation into a single PTO bank. In these cases, state law about sick leave may overlap with vacation policies. For example, if your state requires paid sick leave, the employer must at least honor that portion, even if they deny vacation time. Example: consider Emily, who works in California. She's accrued 80 hours of vacation, but requests a week off during her company's blackout period. Her boss denies the request for that week, and legally, that's allowed. But the employer cannot take away her 80 hours. She still has the right to use them later or receive payout if she resigns. Compare that with Tom in Texas. His company handbook says vacation must be used within the calendar year, and unused time does not roll over. Tom asks for vacation in December, but it's denied due to staffing shortages. In Texas, his employer can enforce the use it or lose it rule if it was clearly communicated in writing. Key takeaway: your right to the vacation benefit depends on your state. While most states give employers wide discretion, places like California offer stronger protections by treating accrued vacation as earned wages. Part 4. What to do if your vacation request is denied. Having your vacation request denied can be frustrating, especially if you've already made personal plans. But before you give up, there are practical steps you can take to address the situation fairly and professionally. 1. Review your company's policy. Start with your employee handbook or HR portal. Check whether there are rules about blackout dates, notice periods, or limits on how many people can be off at the same time. If your denial lines up with those rules, the employer is within their rights. If not, you may have grounds to challenge it. 2. Talk to your manager or HR. Approach the conversation calmly. Sometimes denials happen because of scheduling conflicts, not because management is targeting you. Ask if there are alternative dates you could take, or if there's flexibility in splitting your vacation into smaller chunks. Showing cooperation can increase your chances of approval later. 3. Provide notice and backup plans. If your request was denied due to timing, try giving more notice next time. For example, if the handbook requires 2 weeks, give a month's notice instead. You can also suggest solutions like training a coworker to cover your duties or adjusting your workload before you leave. Employers are more likely to approve if they see you've planned responsibly. 4. Check for union or contract rights. If you're part of a union, your collective bargaining agreement may give you stronger vacation rights, like seniority-based priority or guaranteed vacation weeks. In those cases, your employer must follow the contract. If they don't, you can file a grievance through your union. 5. Know your state rights. Even if your employer can deny vacation for certain dates, they cannot usually take away earned vacation if you live in states like California or Illinois. You may have to reschedule, but the hours remain yours. If you suspect your employer is canceling or wiping out earned vacation, contact your state labor department. 6. Escalate if necessary. If denials seem inconsistent or discriminatory, for example, if certain groups of workers are always denied while others get approval, you may need to escalate. Start with HR, and if needed, file a complaint with your state labor agency. Unequal treatment tied to race, gender, or age could even raise discrimination concerns under federal law. Example: let's say Anna requests vacation for the week of July 4th. Her boss denies it, citing a holiday blackout period. That's legal if the policy is written, but if Anna later learns that her coworker, who made the same request for the same week, got approval, she may have grounds to question whether the rule is being applied fairly. Bottom line, a denial isn't always the end of the road. With good communication, flexibility, and knowledge of your rights, you can often still make your vacation time work. So, can your employer deny your vacation request? In many cases, yes. There's no federal law requiring employers to provide paid vacation or guarantee specific dates. Approval depends on your company's policies, business needs, and sometimes state rules about how vacation is accrued and carried over. The good news is, once you've earned vacation hours, many states treat them as wages you cannot lose, even if your request for certain dates is denied. The key is to read your handbook, plan ahead, and communicate with your manager or HR. If this video helped clear things up, hit like, share it with a coworker, and subscribe for more plain English guides to workplace law, and tell me in the comments, has your vacation ever been denied?